Welcome to the first Traveling Young of 2025.
We're here.
Here we are.
We're
fine. We're just super busy. But today we want to bring you our annual How Did We Change? And some of these changes were at the hands of Denmark and how it influenced our lives.
It was.
In the year 2024, now that it's 2025, how have we changed? On this week's Traveling Young. Okay, here we are. We're going to talk about things that changed us. I think we each have two, maybe, hopefully.
Yes.
Two things?
Mm-hmm. Two.
Okay, maybe I'll go first since I'm already talking.
Go for it.
Something that changed about me. I think that I have finally started to embrace this idea of being content. What happiness is meant to be in Denmark. I feel like... I mean, it's interesting because I still have a lot of ambition at work. And I feel like I always want to achieve more there, but it's not trying to achieve for the part, for financial gain in personal life. That's the difference. And in personal life, when I go out and walk Brisket and I come home and I see the house, I'm like, I'm happy with this. It doesn't need to be more than this. I mean, I do want an outdoor kitchen for barbecuing, but otherwise, but it's a very different state. And it's like, it was uncomfortable reaching that point. I feel like there were times when I just wasn't comfortable with feeling that way.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to it.
But I'm happy to hear that you've reached that point because I feel like that's good.
It is an interesting split though, because at work I'm still ambitious and driven and trying to drive and achieve more. Mm-hmm. But it's all for different reasons, I think.
Yeah.
And that's a difference in me, I think, this year.
Okay, that was a good one.
There you go. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you approve.
I feel like this was kind of my reason last year too, but I feel like even more so now. I just feel like last year with graduating and everything and going through the studentism, I just feel like so much more like a part of Danish society. And now that I can there's this huge thing that's happened in my life that I can relate to other Danish people on. I feel like I feel like I really have my place in Danish society, and I feel like I feel that.
You fit in now.
Yeah, well,
I fit in. You fit in before, but now
it's also just a huge part of living in another country and trying to get acclimated to a new culture is the cultural context.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really have that really big piece now, especially for people my age. That's a super big thing that happens in your life and very important. And so I just feel like now that I can relate to Danish people on that and we can talk about it, I feel very much like I have my place in society, and that I also am okay, I belong here.
Yeah.
I've earned my spot. I believe I belong here.
Yes, the shared experience,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, now you have that shared experience.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy that. One of my biggest things is sort of work related. So this past year has been a huge year for me at work. I feel like I've really come into my own at work. I've become a subject matter expert, and I've gotten to do a whole lot of really cool things. But one of the things that I did at work actually was do some leadership coaching. And I don't know if you've ever done leadership coaching, but it's not so much about becoming a manager and what your next step is. It's more about what does a good leader look like? And through that, I actually did a lot of personal work. I had a leadership coach, and he and I worked really hard on some just honestly emotional things. And it really helped me a lot. And it taught me how to advocate for myself, how to get more comfortable saying what I needed, how to get more comfortable saying how I'm feeling. Which all sounds very touchy-feely when you think about leadership training, but it really was life-changing for me, and I really appreciate that he worked through that with me, and I feel like it made me a different person. I just feel different. I don't know that you guys have seen it, but I personally feel different.
Okay. All right. There you go. Well, there's 3 down.
Yeah.
3 more to go.
3 more to go.
So another thing that changed for me, besides the fact that I now wear glasses every day.
Oh no.
That's a new change. But that's all a part of the fact that what's changing is all of us, but getting older. And over the summer, I had this like chest infection when we went on a vacation, and I was like knocked out all vacation. And I realized that like the older I get, the longer it takes for me to recover from these things. I feel like 15 years ago, I would have just like gone off and done it. But now we went to the doctor and I got medicine and I couldn't do anything on vacation. And so as a result of that, I realized that maybe I need to make a few healthier choices in my life. And the thing that I've stopped doing is drinking almost anything other than water.
Yeah.
So
that's been a big change.
I was almost primarily drinking like probably 50% coffee with milk, maybe a little bit of good, maybe. And then diet soda and alcohol. So for 3 months now, well, since week 43, so when we got back from our week 42 vacation and week 43, I've stopped drinking everything but water. I had like half a beer in New Year's. We were in Nashville and I couldn't even drink it all. It was like so filling. And so step one is only water for me. That's why we didn't have a beer drinking video this Christmas. I haven't even disclosed this to Peter yet. So I'm sorry, Peter. And
to find out.
And I'm not going to like stop drinking for the rest of my life. It's just like to get myself back on track because we have a well-stocked liquor cabinet over there.
Yeah, we do.
That I do need to be still
dusty.
drinking from at some stage. But for now, I'm going to see if I can go a whole year with basically only drinking water.
Yeah.
So that's a change in me. And I guess being in Denmark and also just the fact that I'm getting older. I'm 48, soon to be 49, close to 50. All this stuff takes its toll now.
Yeah.
You can't recover from it, so be prepared. Those late
Warning
nights of
you
drinking.
now.
Hey,
and
I have
stuff,
time. I have
it's
time.
hard to recover from
You're
that
young.
stuff, right?
Take advantage of it.
I went to a trip to Vegas for work and didn't have a single.
Yeah,
drop
and
of
that's
alcohol.
probably really hard to
Yeah,
do,
I mean,
especially
it's-
like all the socializing and
Yeah,
stuff
it was
that happens.
alcohol
and-
everywhere, and it was free,
yeah.
and I didn't have any of it. Maya?
But yeah, I feel like since leaving gymnasium and now starting in university and like having this new start and also being at a school where like everybody's from different places, like some people from Jylland, some people from whatever, Nordsjælland, Copenhagen. It's just actually really nice that I feel like for the first time in school, I don't feel like I have to like fit in socially at all. And it's been really nice. Like I feel like ever since leaving gymnasium, like I feel like I can just really just like express myself and be myself and like wear what I want to wear, look how I want to look, and like nobody looks at me like I'm
you're
weird
just like,
because
whatever. I'm gonna
everybody
do what I
at
want.
the school, like we all look different, we all have different styles.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I've been able to like express myself more since like leaving gymnasium, which is nice.
Which is good.
Well, to say that's similar. I felt like for me when I left high school and going to like, because like I feel like it's like if you think about things as like, there's more fish. So like at first you're in like a little tiny fish bowl in elementary school. Then you get to a slightly bigger bowl and an aquarium. And then at some point you're in the sea. Now you're in the sea of the world where there's just like so many more people.
Yeah.
And it's so much more, easier to find people that are like you and that are more accepting of, because you're not confined to smaller groups. So I think that's probably similar anywhere. And it is a nice, like so liberating
Yeah.
to be like, oh, well,
I can just do whatever I want.
it's not this group of people that's going to tell me how I need to be and behave just to fit in with them.
Yeah.
There's all these other people that are similar to me and are maybe edgy or whatever it might be, right? I don't know. I was going to go with...
You're edgy
I
now.
almost said edge case, but that sounded too work related. So in mid-word, I switched it to edgy.
I mean,
Edgy,
you
yeah.
got
I'm
the
so edgy.
You got the nose ring. Now.
Oh,
You are
okay.
super
So edgy. But like, I also just feel like a lot, like a big thing that happened to me last year is that now I just feel like I kind of have this mentality that like, if there's someone in my life who like makes me unhappy and I don't like being around, it's like, then why would I want them there? You know, like I feel like
that's so huge.
That's part of
now-
the liberation too. It's
Yeah.
like you can make the decision to remove people from your life.
like I feel like I've just had this big thought of like, okay, well, if I'm like unhappy, having whatever someone like that
So-and-so in
around
my
or
life.
being around that,
Yeah.
then like why am I filling
Why
my
put
life with
yourself
that?
through
Like
that? Yeah.
why am I here? You know, like this is my life. You only get one.
Yeah.
So
And you got to
fill it
respect
with-
your own mental health.
So
Yeah.
I mean, fill it with people you like and appreciate, and do things you want to do. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. Free will.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, for me, like for my own personal reasons, I'm so glad you discovered this. Now, that's something that took me a really long time to accept and get used to, And so I'm so glad you're like in that place now
Yeah.
that you can just be like, you know what, why do I need to do this to myself? Just because of, you know, social acceptability or something.
Yeah,
like,
and I feel like that is a big part of it. It's
just
like,
punt it. Like,
well, you know, I feel like that is a big part of it. Like young, like Danish teenage. It's sometimes it can feel like, oh, I have to be here or do this or hang out with blah 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 because that's like what you do, and I'm like lame if I don't, or I'm like kind of boring if I don't. But like now, I don't know if it's university or what, but there's not as many of that like social, like, oh, you have to do this, you have
pressure.
to do that. Yeah. So I just really feel like I'm like, okay, if I don't like this, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm just going to leave, or I'm not going to hang out with you.
That's like when I was with the alcohol stuff. So ironically, I was in all these work functions where everybody's drinking, and then I was like, it felt weird because I wanted to fit in, but at the same time I wanted to like hold my ground.
Yeah.
But then I didn't want to hold my ground so much that everybody just assumed I was a recovering alcoholic or something, and that's why I wasn't drinking.
There's nothing wrong with being
it's
recovering
not,
alcoholic.
but I'm not that. I just decided to stop drinking. And then it became this weird stigma to even talk about, and it's like I didn't mean it for it to be a conversation. But it was like in the end, it was like I was making the decision that I didn't want, and I wasn't going to let an environment dictate I should be doing this. If it's what's not right for me, then it's not right for me.
My discovery of free will has been very nice.
I
can just do what I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You should.
Be edgy.
Be edgy. All right.
That's been
Let's see if mom's last thing is edgy.
Maybe. I don't know. I think they're probably sick of hearing about it. But my other thing that has really changed me is the fact that I've started lifting weights. I started going down this path last August. I kind of started thinking much like you, like, you know, I want to be able to be healthy as I get older. Like, I noticed it was hard for me to pick things up, and it was really frustrating. Like when I'm doing gardening and stuff, my arms would get tired really quickly. So I was like, well, maybe I should go exercise my arms. That got me into, I got a trainer and I started lifting weights, and, now it just in the past couple days we've been actually talking about getting into powerlifting, and that is so awesome. I love it so much, and it's something that I've been super consistent with. I go to the gym several times a week. It's something that is like goal setting, and you're really like competing against yourself, and it's just such a cool thing to do. It's so empowering, but it's also changed a lot in me personally, because like now I'm quite careful about what I eat. I'm very like aware of what I eat, like how much I'm drinking, how much protein I'm getting. I eat really healthy, which I think is good for both of us, because I cook, so then I end up cooking healthy. And
I had to be home for that. But
he does have to be home for that. But
this is the first time I've been home in a while. I travel a lot for work.
But it's super exciting. I'm like really, really excited about getting into powerlifting and like maybe even competing and stuff. And I think it's super cool. I'm excited about it.
Very good. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. We got some changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought about it. I was like, you know, usually this is how Denmark changes, but I feel like we've lived here.
We just changed.
Well, we've lived here so long. I mean, our changes in us is inherent to the fact that this is where we live now. So I think it's pretty obviously a piece of us.
And I also, I mean, I feel like my things are like half due to, I don't know, Danish society, and half just because I'm just getting older.
You're older.
Yeah, well,
age.
My brain is developing.
All of our things.
That's
are
good.
like,
I feel like mine's deteriorating. So
I was gonna say like all of our things are age related.
I gotta say, as I get older, I am so happy Google exists. There's been times when like, you know, as you get older, like certain things you just kind of lose track of or forget. You know, and
like,
you can
I forget entire words.
Yeah, but
now.
I can like, but you can Google it. I can't imagine like 50 years ago you'd be like, well, I'm just out of luck.
I guess I'll just never know.
I don't know. I'm like,
Go to the library.
Looking at a dictionary, I don't even know where to start.
I don't even know what word I forgot.
On Google or ChatGPT, you can be like, I'm thinking about this, but what am I? Oh, that's what it is.
Just go to the library. Go to look in a history book. You're like, that's what the vice president was.
Oh,
all
that's
right,
what it was.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna end on one thing, which is that something that's not gonna change about us is we're not gonna talk about politics. We've entered a new era, and I'm sure people are probably gonna be like, well, blah 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 blah.
Nope.
That's not changing. Not interested in that business. But
not touching that with
so if you made it to the end of the video, congrats to you. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that stuff because it's going to be an interesting while. And there you go. It felt like a weird way to end, but I felt like I should say that. I just wanted to say that because I know somebody in the comments
not
will.
Talking about that.
Yeah. That's as much as I'll say.
Just like you, societal pressure.
Yeah.
No.
Not gonna happen. All right, this time Brisket's on the floor instead of in front
He is
on the
alive.
table, but he is alive, doing well, and Ollie's somewhere. Everybody's
Yeah,
good to
I don't know
go.
where she is.
Just super busy. Great to see you guys, and that's where we're gonna end. We'll say
Yes.
goodbye.